Welcome, folks. Today, the topic of interest is my full guide to fixing your life. All right, this sounds dramatic, but what I'm talking about fixing your life, I'm talking about getting things in order, getting your mind right, and other aspects of your life that'll come together to build a really, really strong platform for you to be able to do whatever on earth in this life that you want to do. For you to be able to do that, you need a good, strong springboard, a good foundational base. And a lot of that comes down to mentality. We have to get the mind right. If you're struggling to get yourself to follow through with things, you're struggling to get things done, you're struggling to be the person that you want to become or to make progress in this, the foundations ain't right. So we got to fix it. So normally I don't like to give like full on guides unless I'm coaching you directly, but I'm going to give you a full guide. And if you do follow everything that I tell you to do in this, yeah, you will see the difference. And a lot of these things are small things. You're like, think, why is Josh asking me to do these small things? These small things make a massive difference because small things come together to compound to create incredible results. You don't really need to do a whole lot to change your life, right? Literally, you're literally like just a couple small decisions away from a completely different life. Yeah, it's really that simple. So before I begin sharing the things that I do prescribe, the first thing that I think is really important to understand is that before you begin any of this, you first of all have to make the decision to say that you decide to be fully accountable for your own life. So when I'm talking about being fully accountable for your own life, what you're really saying is that I decide right now to say that I am fully responsible for the results that I get in my own life. Because one of the biggest hindrances to any progress, when we're talking about personal development, is the idea and the culture of blaming people for where you're at. You know, sometimes it's easy. Sometimes people do you dirt. Sometimes you're down bad because of things that people have done to you. Maybe like you had a partner that's done you bad and now you're an emotional mess. Maybe your partner or your parents didn't treat you well. Now you've got all these things or these insecurities that you have to overcome. Maybe your friends haven't been really nice to you and now you're in a really, really tough situation. You know, sometimes people do bad things to you. Sometimes bad things do happen. Sometimes life isn't fair. Sometimes you're down bad, down to things that are beyond your control. But the thing is, like, you can't change what's happened to you. The only thing that you can change is how you respond to the things that happen to you. Because so long as you keep blaming people, so long as you keep saying, I'm down bad because of this person, my life is this way because of this person, I'm suffering because of this person, what you're really, really communicating and saying is that for my life to get better, this person has to undo what they've done, or this person has to apologize to me, or this person has to do this and this and this for me to feel better. The problem with that ideology, the problem with that way of thinking is that you don't have control over that. And I can tell you this because I've lived this way, guys. I've lived this way. There were times where I was hurt down bad because people did me dirty, and I was thinking, I'm down bad because of this person. This person better apologize to me. And, sometimes you run into them and you be like, don't you have something to say to me? And then, they don't apologize. You're angry and your life doesn't move forward because you're waiting on them to do something to make your life better. And you can't control that. There is no promise of that. You'll stay in the same place. So you have to make that full decision to say, like, you know what? I am going to be responsible for my own life. I'm going to mold it into what I want it to be. That's where we begin. So bear that in mind. You have to make that decision first. So let's begin. The first thing I'm going to be prescribing to you is a mental health morning routine. Ideally, I think you should do it in the morning. You can do it at night, but ideally in the morning. So this is what we're going to do. The first thing I prescribe to you is I want you guys to get into the habit of journaling. And I've yammered about journaling over and over again. And I'm going to yammer again if you follow this channel. The real reason why I say journaling is so important is because it's going to teach you how to develop emotional intelligence. You self-sabotage a lot of the time because you have low emotional intelligence. Ouch. It sounds harsh when I say it like that, but it's low emotional intelligence that causes people to self-sabotage. And you're never going to have like 100% emotional intelligence. Like I have 100%. It's never going to be like the maximum. But what we want to do is we want to improve it so that you self-sabotage less. And if you're not getting the goals that you want, you're self-sabotaging. So you want to get into the habit of journaling. So when we're talking about journaling, I want you guys to write down about your day. Write down how you're feeling in great detail. Write about your fears. Write about your insecurities. This is your opportunity to be really, really fully honest. Write it all out. There is no right or wrong way to do this. You have to do this intuitively. So you write about your day. You write about how you're feeling. I'm feeling this and this and this. This happened today. It made me feel like this. Da 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 da. When you do that, what you're training your mind to do is you're training your mind to be able to label the emotions that you experience. You'll get better at labeling and understanding exactly what the emotions are, because emotions, for the most part, are stacked and layered. So if you've not gone to the habit of labeling your emotions or understanding your emotions or processing them properly, you're more than often, the emotions that you have are going to be stacked. They're going to be layered. You're going to be saying, I'm feeling angry, right? But underneath anger, there are a million different things. I'm feeling depressed. right? Yes, with depression, there are a million things underneath depression. Depression hasn't really told you exactly what the problem is, right? Underneath depression, what is there? Is there sadness? Is there a sense of loss? Is there hurt? You know what I'm saying? Is there rage? There are all these different emotions under these big words. So when I'm angry, I'm frustrated, what exactly is it? It'll teach you to break down your emotions, and you'll get better at it. You'll get better at breaking them down and being more acute and more specific with what it is. And when you break down your emotions and you understand specifically what the problem is, we're now in a position where we can do something about it. We can work on it. We can create a plan and get better at it. But it's hard when your emotions are stacked. When they're stacked, it's overwhelming and difficult to deal with. So this is what journaling is going to do. And over time, you will get better at it. But you want to get into the habit of just journaling. Now, I'm not gonna give you guys a time frame on how long you should journal. You just gotta do it intuitively. So start. The most important thing is that like you don't have to like journal about your whole life, whatever. Just start journaling. We just want to build the habit of journaling. Okay. Now, while you're at your desk journaling and writing, after you've completed journaling and writing to your heart's content, the next thing that I want you guys to do is I want you to write about 5 things that you are grateful. So list 5 things that you are grateful for. I am so happy and like these are the ones I did there. I am so happy and grateful that I've got a double bed. I am so happy and grateful that I've got family that love me. I'm so happy and grateful that I've got teeth. I am so happy and grateful that my body works well. I am so happy and grateful that I've got a home to live in. Right? 5 things that you're grateful for. Now, the reason why gratitude is so important, followed up with this, is that sometimes when you're journaling, some deep stuff can come out. But now we want to shift our focus to what's positive. So we want to focus on the things that you do have. A lot of people are resentful and feel frustrated because they're focusing on the things that they do not have. But when you see the things that you do have, and you start to find the joy in all the little small things, just like having a bed, waking up, another opportunity for life to be better. And as you concentrate on the things that you do have, you tend to attract more good things. Your energy is more vibrant, your vibration, your frequency is much better, and you attract better things. So, people want to be around that. So 5 things you're grateful for, you do it. After you've completed the things that you're grateful for, the next thing you want to do is you want to brag about yourself. So you want to write about 5 victories that you've had. So it can be in the past, things that you've done in the past, things that you've done today, just 5 things that you have done successfully. Brag about yourself. Brag. It's fine. Like, you know what? And it can be anything so small. You know what? I made my bed today. You know what? I'm following the video that Josh has prescribed to me and I've journaled today. You know what? I don't know. What have you done? I put my socks on today. You know what? I got myself out of bed. You know what? I brushed my teeth today. Whatever it is, whatever the small victory is, you write it down. In the past and the future, I got amazing GCSEs. Brag about yourself. The reason why bragging about yourself is so important is because it's going to build confidence for future victories. You build confidence by remembering the victories of the past. It really, really helps you out. It helps reinforce the idea and that belief that you are a bad mother. I'm saved. You are a bad mother lover. I've stopped cussing, guys. I don't cuss no more. You're a cool person. You're doing amazing things. It builds that confidence, right? So do that. Brag. After you've completed doing the bragging, the next thing you want to do is you want to do your affirmations. So you want to write affirmations to create a vision of the type of person that you want to be. Now, the reason why affirmations are so important is because one, it's programming you to the level of your unconscious mind. Because your unconscious mind runs pretty much like 95% of your day. 95% of brain activity is really coming from your unconscious mind. Only 5% of it is conscious. So that conscious part of you, 5%, is a part of you that's saying, I want more for my life. I really want to do this with my life. I want to move myself forward. But the unconscious is going to do whatever it wants, whatever it's programmed to. So you want to be feeding your mind or feeding your unconscious mind the right thing to get you to where you want to be. I have a book on Mike Tyson. This one. Incredible. And it's in that book, he talked about his coach and how his coach used to get him to do a thing that he called auto suggestion. So he would like speak incantations or speak affirmations over Mike Tyson, and he'll get Mike Tyson to say these things. So Mike Tyson would say things, I'm vicious, I'm the hardest puncher ever, nobody can defeat me, my defense is impregnable, yada yada yada. And there's a clip where Mike Tyson, after a boxing match, if he did this whole run, somebody asked him about a fight. He goes, "My defense is impregnable. I am the best. Yeah, all praise to Allah." Right? It's incredible, right? But a lot of the stuff that he was saying there was some of the stuff that's in the book as well. The affirmations that were spoken over to him. Because the things that you repeat to yourself, normally do become reality. They present opportunities for you to live this thing. So, for example, let's say you're not a confident person right now, and you're saying to yourself, "I'm a confident person. I am a confident person. I am a confident person." what will happen is as you continuously feed your mind these things, feed your mind this right, feed your mind this right stuff, feed your mind the right stuff, what will happen is it'll bring to your mind opportunities for you to be for you to display confidence, opportunities for you to display courage. And you start picking up on all these little opportunities. And when you see these opportunities, you can make the decision to say, yep, I'm going to put my best foot forward and I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to put my best foot forward and I'm going to act in this way so that I become this type of person. Affirmations make a big difference. And I do remember, and I can testify to this because I remember I was deep in this before, like when I was preparing this video. At the high school that I went to, the sixth form, I became the head of school, so I became head boy in sixth form. Now the mad thing was when I was in year seven, like actually, yeah, when I was in year seven, like my mom used to take me to school. And when we were going to school, she used to get me to speak affirmations that she would say, like, you will become head boy over the school. You will be head boy over the school. And I used to repeat it. I'll become head boy over the school. I'll become head boy at William Humes Grammar School. I'll become head boy at this school. I'll become head boy at this school. And I repeat it over and over and over and over again. And I displayed the behavior that allowed people to perceive me in a way to be somebody who's worthy of that. And I became it. It was spoken, and I did that for years. So my mom was onto, so my mom knew. So affirmations make a massive difference. Now, a key thing with affirmations is that you want to write them out in the present tense. So write out the things that you want to become, write out the behaviors that you want to display, and write it out in present tense. Write it in present tense. Write it as though you are the person already. It makes a massive difference. So that's what you want to do. So you want to group all that into one thing. So that's when you go to your desk in the morning. That's your mental health morning routine. Your journaling, your gratitude, your bragging, celebrating your wins, your affirmations. Read them out to yourself in present tense and read them out with emotion. Right. That's the first thing. That's going to make a massive difference. The second thing now that we're going to be focusing on is your environment. Now, I want you guys to set the habit of cleaning your environment. Now, it doesn't have to be spotless, but normally when you're down bad and your emotions are in the right place, normally your environment will be messy. Normally your room will be messy. Your house will be messy. It'll be untidy. The state of a person's room is normally a reflection of the state of mind that they're in. Now, we want to get to the habit of you cleaning your environment, because when you clean your environment, you're in a position where you can really, really begin to think clearly. It's difficult to think clearly when you're surrounded by mess and you're surrounded in squalor. And it's the same for me. When I've been down bad, my room's untidy, man. Everything's all over the place. So when you clean up your environment, it makes a massive difference. Now, I'm not going to ask you to clean your environment, clean your home all in one go, because that's not going to fix the situation. We want to build the habit where you become the type of person who becomes tidy, who cleans up after themselves. So the way that you can do this is this: set an alarm for 5 minutes, just to begin with, for 5 minutes in the day that you know that you can stick to the same time every day. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And for those 5 minutes, you just clean your room. Clean what you can for 5 minutes and stop. 5 minutes. Now, the reason why I say you should set this as a habit, 5 minutes every day, is because gradually your room will become more and more tidy. Gradually, you'll get into the habit of putting things away. You have those 5 minutes, it's only 5 minutes of cleaning. Boom, 5 minutes. I've hoovered a little bit. The time's done. I've done what I needed. This will help allow you to not only clean your room, but it'll also help you maintain the tidiness of your environment, because your environment is key. And you may think like, environment, it doesn't make a massive difference. It does. It's just that you don't notice these things because these are small fragmental changes that are made over time that make a massive difference. So clean your environment 5 minutes a day to a time that you can stick to, where you clean. 5 minutes, no more. Environment. After sorting out your environment, the next thing that I want to start sorting out is the way that you dress, the way that you take care of yourself. I want you to start dressing well. So dressing and treating yourself as though you are somebody who matters, because you do. You are important. So dress to the best of your ability. So you don't necessarily have to have like the nicest clothes or whatever, but with the clothes that you do have, make sure that the colors are matching. Iron your clothes, polish your shoes, do the best that you can, because when you take pride in the way that you carry yourself, people will respond to you in such a way. When you dress well, people unconsciously, they know this, unconsciously they think this person really thinks highly of themselves, and if they think highly of themselves, then I must also give them the due respect that they're asking and commanding of me. People treat you completely differently based on how you dress. You may think, it's not fair, they should see the contents of my character and my heart. That's not the way that the world works. It's not the way that the world works. I remember there was a show my mom used to get me to watch when I was younger. She didn't really get me to watch it. It was just on, and I would just walk in the room and watch it. And it was about Trinity and Susanna, and they used to do makeovers on these different women. Most of them were like middle-aged women. and they'll change their clothes and change their style. And you should have seen the difference in countenance and difference in the way people responded to them based on how they looked. You should YouTube it. Trini and Susanna makeovers. It's powerful. So really, really start dressing as though you matter. Treat yourself as though you matter, because it does. It does matter. So dress to the best of your ability. Of course, there are also loads of other fashion channels that you can check out on YouTube, where they give you like ideas on how to dress and wear clothes that fit your body shape. That's the next thing. The next thing also is now, it says taking control of the music that you're listening to. So the things that you're taking in on a consistent basis. Now, if you're down bad and we're trying to build your mentality, you want to remove all sad music, all disempowering music that has people complaining. Remove it. People who are singing about some things, remove it. People who are singing about difficult emotions, remove it. You don't need to be listening to that. But Josh, I like listening to XXX Tentacion. Me too. I like XX Tentacion too. But in this phase of life that you're in right now, where you're trying to build things, you don't need to be listening to that. You don't listening to songs about loneliness and stuff. You don't need to be listening to that. You need to be listening to stuff that's gonna get you going, empowering stuff. At the minute, I'm going through a phase where I'm liking like some heavy metal. I'm liking that. I'm liking hip hop. But you got to pick things that get you going, that get you fired up, that get you moving. This makes a massive difference. So eradicate all disempowering music. That's got to go. Don't be listening to that stuff. The next thing is that you want to start building an exercise regimen, an exercise routine. And along with exercise, you're going to be drinking lots of this. Lots of water, H2O, ideally 3 liters a day if you can. Now, the reason why I say exercise is so important is because exercise gets your body moving. It's 1, going to improve your sleep. 2, it's going to improve your confidence, because as you get stronger and as your physique improves, you're only going to feel better about yourself. And 3, it's a commitment. It's a commitment, something that you can continuously do and something that you can grow in. Now, the exercise that you do is going to vary degreeing to the level that you're at. So if you've got access to a gym, you know what, there are many amazing gym routines that you can follow. If you don't feel comfortable going to a gym just yet, there are lots of YouTube workouts that you can follow. I remember I started off with literally just push-ups. I started off with just push-ups at home. You know what I mean? Push-ups, and that's it, and light dumbbells that I had. So you want to start off with something that you can stick to. If you're in a position where that's like a lot for you, you can start off with walking, but you want to get yourself moving. The reason why movement is so important is because movement's also connected to the way that is connected to the mind. Whenever think about it this way, the state of mind that a person in, the emotion that a person's in is reflected in the way that they carry themselves in the body. So think about this. When somebody's sad and somebody's depressed, you can see it physiologically in the way that they carry themselves in the posture. When somebody's sad, what do? Head down, you know what, breathing is shallow, shoulders are down, movement is slow, it's labored. When somebody's feeling confident, energized, I'm ready for it, let's have it, right? They're moving with energy, they're bouncing, they got bounce to the step, breathing is deeper, more relaxed, shoulders upright, the looks right. It's all connected. So when you're moving your body and you're exercising it and you're getting it moving, it's naturally going to improve the way that you're mentally functioning. It's going to improve that. It's going to get you tired, and it's going to help you to sleep better. Sleeping better is going to make a massive difference to the way that you feel about your mental health as well. So you want to do that. Find a workout that you can stick to, and then do it. Also, drink lots of water. It's important. The next thing is you want specific personal development time in your day. Specific personal development time. And I prescribe reading. I think reading is really, really important. Reading in line with what your goals are. So I normally don't prescribe books. The reason I don't prescribe books is because I don't think that you should just read for any reason. Like you just read for no reason. I think if in regards to personal development stuff, you get way more out of it when you're reading with a purpose. So you want to find books that are in line with what you need at this moment in time. So if it's the case that you're struggling with like social anxiety, or you're struggling with making friends and that kind of thing, then you want to find books that are in line with that, and then read and digest them, because you'll be reading with a purpose, and the stuff that you're reading, you're more likely to apply. You're reading with if you're struggling with heartbreak and you're down bad, then you want to read books about recovering from heartbreak, on healing. You want to read books that are in line with that. So on Amazon, there are loads of amazing things. If it's the case that you don't like reading, even Audible's fine. You know, Audible, you get like a free credit per month. I'm busy talking like I'm being promoted by Audible, but Audible is fantastic. You know, you want to have a bit of time where you really, really take the time to read things that are in line with what you need at that moment in time. Because this personal development time that you make, however long it may be, it could be just for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever it is, you want to select an amount of time that you can stick to. Because as you continue to do this, as this becomes a habit, you become more curious, and then you'll be able to do more, and you'll be able to do more. This is what's going to help you. Right? Because through this personal development time, one, it's going to change the way that you view things. It's going to change the way that you view your reality. It's going to change your paradigm. It's going to change your beliefs about certain things. It's going to change the way you're thinking. Einstein had a great quote where he said that you can't fix the problems in your life with the same level of thinking that got you there. So you have to evolve. Your thinking has to change. And that's what personal development time is going to do for yourself. Now, as you continuously do these things, this is going to build a really, really, really strong foundation for you to be able to do more. So I'm just giving you the guide. So you've got your mental health morning routine. That stuff that's all chunked together. So I'm talking about journaling, gratitude, bragging about yourself, affirmations, especially written down in the present tense. 5 minutes a day of cleaning your environment. 5 minutes a day creating that habit, because that's going to stick. Dressing to the best of your ability. Getting rid of disempowering music, getting yourself an exercise routine that you can stick to, and also drinking lots of this, and personal development time, either through reading or through audiobooks. That's going to transform your life. Follow what I've just said to you. Do it. It'll make a massive difference. And these are all small things, but these small things add up, they compound, and they create a different life for you. So that's the video of the day. You guys take care, and I'll be back again soon. Peace and love. Love you.